Good morning and welcome to the Lincoln Sports Zone. I'm Jamie Curtis.
And I'm Katie Bailey. Hey Jamie, how's football lifting going?
It's been going well. We're gearing up for the season.
That's great, because we are now in this part of the school year where we are between sports seasons.
The winter sports season is officially over with the conclusion of the boys basketball season and the girls bowling season.
Let's start with basketball. That's our main event.
The Lions faced off against Pickerington Central on Saturday night at Ohio Dominican University in the Elite Eight.
A win would send the Lions to the Final Four in Dayton this weekend.
Our Toby Forsythe has the highlights.
25-2 Gahanna Lincoln sporting the blue uniforms, taking on 25-3 Pickerington Central. Central Ohio's game of the year. The winner advances to the state Final Four. Both defense came ready to play. Sean Jones gets Gahanna off to a quick start with the drive and score. Still in the first, Javen Simmons steps out of the lane, pulls up for the three, and hits it. Gahanna up 10-8 at the end of the first. Tigers outscored Lincoln 10-6 in the second quarter. In an unusually low-scoring half, Pickerington Central led Gahanna 18-16 at the break. Now to the third, LJDs finds Javen Simmons on the block for the dunk. Simmons had 7. Lions pushing through, down 26-18. Off the inbounds, Jones to Simmons, and right back to Jones for the three. Jones led Gahanna with 15 points. Then Cam Johnson with the steal, ahead to Jones for the basket and foul. The Lions cut the lead to just 2 at 26-24. But that's as close as the Lions would get. Pickerington Central outscores the Lions 41-26 in the second half and pulls away for a 59-42 win to advance to the Final Four.
Thanks, Toby. And while the boys lost on Saturday, they still had a very remarkable season. The Lions finished off their season with a 25-3 record. They were also OCC champs and district champs. Even though the Lions ended their season with a loss, they have plenty to celebrate.
They sure do. It's hard to win 3 in a row in any competition, let alone trying to win 3 straight state championships. That's what our Lady Bowlers were trying to do over the weekend at the state bowling tournament, but they came up short of a three-peat. The Lions finished just 11th place qualifying rounds and were not one of the top 8 teams to advance to finals. They finished just 17 pins out of qualifying. Delaney Rossetti bowled a 644 to finish just 20 pins away from being a state champ. She finished 3rd to earn first team All-Ohio honors. Tori Richardson was the next highest Lion. She finished 28th. Despite not bringing home another state title, the Lions are proud of what they've accomplished in the past few years.
Being 3rd in the state is really cool. I feel like it's a very full circle moment for me just because, little freshman year me did not think that I would ever make it to this position that I am today. I mean, it's a very big letdown that the team didn't make it, but at the end of the day, this one moment doesn't define our whole entire season. We've had a really great season. It sucks that it didn't have the outcome that we wanted to, but again, that doesn't define who we are. That doesn't define how far we've come and how much we've accomplished this season.
Thanks, girls, and congrats on another incredible season.
Delaney Rossetti was a huge addition to the bowling team this year.
She had the tough task of trying to replace All-Ohio bowler Lee Lou Smith, who graduated.
And our Dylan Scott takes a deeper look into her success.
Here's Dylan.
The Gahanna Lions bowling program has been one of the best programs the school has had for the past 3 years. The Lions won back-to-back state titles in 2020 and 2021 and came up just short of a three-peat this year. There's one bowler in particular that has really helped the Lions succeed.
I started bowling about 7 years ago, and my dad has been bowling since he can remember, so I kind of started it from him. And then my brother started bowling, and then I was like, oh, as his little sister, I want to do that now. So I picked up a bowling ball and started bowling, and then I just kind of got hooked on it immediately. And then my parents realized that I had some talent in it, and then they just kind of threw me in the deep end and just put me in a bunch of these tournaments.
However, Delaney hasn't always been a Lion. Last summer, her family moved from Worthington to Gahanna, and Delaney had to make the often dreaded transition into a new school, a transition she's surely thankful for.
Kilburn was really rough, so I wanted to be happier. I wanted to also be at a school that I felt more included in. Then I started the school year, and it felt like everything really clicked into place, and I really like it.
She came from a background where she's been bowling for a really long time, and she has a lot of experience on a lot of different patterns, and she has a ton of equipment. She's really prepared mentally and physically.
She has impacted the team by giving us more of a boost and confidence and keeping our energy up. Definitely coming from a different school, she had to adjust, and she did really good at that. And she's only a junior, so she has a long way to go, and she's shown so much improvement.
Even as a junior, Delaney is the Lions' leading bowler, but being a teammate is what she's best at.
She came in kind of and was just all of our best friends. She's really that person who is really, really uplifting. Even if she's not shooting good and you're not shooting good, she won't care about how she's shooting. She just wants you to do better.
I am very energetic when I bowl. I have a lot of energy and I have a lot of fire. So I feel like for the team, the way that I contribute is I bring the energy and kind of like the hardcoreness, if you will. But I think that's one thing that the team needed. And I just feel like we all work together really well. We all communicate really well together. If one girl isn't bowling their best, we all rise up and we all help her out and we all make sure that we're all doing our part. It's a big family. It's one big family, and it's really cool to see us achieve a lot because of how well we work together.
Delaney stepped into no easy role for the Lions. She had to fill the shoes of Lilu Smith, who is the best bowler to ever come through Gahanna.
A lot of people have compared her to Lilu, saying like she's coming in and going to be the new Lilu, which is something she hated when she first came in. She didn't want to be compared to her. She didn't want to be her. She wanted to be herself, and I think she's really owned up to, having her own name in Gahanna.
She's definitely been very consistent. Going from having one of the best bowlers on your team leave, she definitely has lived up to that standard.
Delaney finished third in the state of Ohio as an individual and also won Columbus Dispatch Athlete of the Week twice. She will continue to hold herself to that standard as she embarks on her senior campaign, determined to bring the state title back to Gahanna. This is Dylan Scott in the Zone.
Thanks, Dylan. Now we want to shift our attention to the upcoming spring sports.
We have Angel Chrismon here to preview the spring sports. How are you doing today, Angel?
I'm doing pretty good. How about you guys?
We're good. What do you have for us today?
Well, last week we previewed a couple of the spring sports. And now that the spring seasons are getting into their preseason games, we want to cover the remaining sports. Starting off with boys lacrosse, as the guys are preparing to kick off their 2022 seasons with hopes of having more success than they did last season. They faced many obstacles and were plagued with injuries. Our Keegan Billingham caught up with Josh Knuckles and Kyle Lark for their thoughts on what they hope is a bounce-back season.
Really excited for us to get back on the field and, try and redeem ourselves from last season. And I'm pretty excited to watch the freshmen and the new guys, kind of step into a varsity role and see if we can get a better record than last year.
Yeah, I think this year the defensive unit is really going to step it up and take it up to another level. We have a lot of guys, a lot of depth. So I think there's a lot of room to really show how good we are this year.
Thanks, guys. The girls lacrosse team is also working hard and gearing up for their season. I caught up with one of my teammates to get her pregame and also the keys for this season. Here's 1 minute with Addie Haynes.
Hey guys, I'm Angel Chrisman and I'm here with Addie Haynes, my teammate, and I got a couple questions to ask her. So my first question is, what's your go-to game day playlist, go-to game day snacks? Just what's game day?
I like to listen to music on the bus. I'll listen to some Gin and Juice by Snoop Dogg, and I'll just have a protein bar or something for a snack.
That's nice, that's nice. So my second question is, what are the team goals for this season? I know we lost a lot of seniors, but we do have a couple of sophomores, underclassmen coming in and supporting us.
I think some goals we had as a team were just limiting turnovers and getting the transitions in the midfield down.
What are your individual goals for yourself, like OCC, anything like that?
Probably just improving myself and helping improve other people on the team.
All right, so my final question for you is, what's that one game that you're looking forward to this season?
I'm looking forward to a lot of games. One of the ones specifically is the Ontario game because some of my people from my club team play on that team.
Nice. Well, that's all from me. We'll take it back to the sports desk.
That's all of the news I have for you guys today. Now, back to Jamie and Katie at the sports desk.
Thanks, Angel. Now we want to turn our attention to the baseball diamond. The boys baseball team has also been training very hard in their off-season to prepare for the upcoming spring season. Here's what they have to say about the upcoming season.
What we should expect from our team is at least making the playoffs again, making a little run. We are in the toughest division in baseball, so it's going to be a tough one, but I really think we have a good group of guys, and if we continue to work hard out here, continue to work hard all season, we can make it happen.
We're working hard every day to make sure that we can beat the teams that we're supposed to beat and even harder competitors, even if it means staying after practice.
We're preparing by every single day after school. We go up to the field. We do a lot of specialty work, so middle infield does the play turns, third base does a lot of ground balls, first base does a lot of picks.
As the indoor track season has come to an end, the talented runners are headed outside and onto the track to prepare for the next season ahead.
Our Maxwell Cummings went out to get all of the information on the past indoor season and what they hope to accomplish this season.
Here's Maxwell with the story.
The boys track team, a small group of athletes like a tight family, have been competing indoors this winter, dominating their competition. Led by Sean Johnston and Dominic Mazza, the Lions practice 4 times a week and compete on the weekends.
A lot, we work on strength, explosiveness, and all that comes together when you're trying to exploit out your blocks and then finishing. You got to finish strong. Strength workouts come in handy a lot with that.
It's hard. Definitely doesn't go easy on us. He knows we're the best. I think he's trying to get that memo across to us that we're the best. We just need to act like it. We need to train like it, prepare like it.
Though practices may be hard sometimes, they help these athletes improve and perform how they want. For this group of athletes, the state championship was a success as they placed first in the state and set a new indoor state record in the 4x2. And that was one of the Lions' many accomplishments.
Everybody's getting faster. Everybody's, working for each other. And I can see the brotherhood coming together.
The Lions entering the outdoor season feel like they are the best team in the state. And their performance shows.
I personally think we're the best team in the state. I think all of us share that opinion.
I feel like we're #1 in the state. I feel like we haven't hit our best yet. We still have a couple missing pieces, but once they're all plugged in, we'll be fine.
The Lions expect to uphold their standard of being the #1 team in the state as they enter this outdoor season. I'm Maxwell Cummings in the Zone.
Thanks, Maxwell. There's one final spring sport to cover, and this one is indoor. It's our remarkable boys volleyball program. But this year, there's a new head coach and a bunch of new faces. We sent out our Bowden Anderson to get all we need to know about the upcoming season. Here's 1 minute with Bowden and Colin Henderschreit.
I'm Bowden Anderson here with Colin Henderschreit. So, Colin, how does it feel to be one of 2 freshmen on varsity this year?
It feels pretty great. It just feels like all my hard work's finally paying off, and I'm excited for the season.
How have you and the upperclassmen been getting along and creating chemistry?
Great. I love all those guys. They're, teaching me, showing me the ropes, and this season's going to be great with them.
So, what are some goals you have for this season?
I think for myself, obviously, just to get better as a player and, improve every aspect of the game that I can. And for the team, I think it would be pretty cool to win districts. Pick Centrals think they got it this year, but they don't.
So, Colin, what are your thoughts on the upcoming scrimmage?
I'm super excited. Kilbourne's a great team, but I think we prepared pretty good, and just excited to see how everything's going to come together.
All right, so finally, what's your go-to pre-match meal?
During club season, before every day, I always drink an Arizona sweet tea.
Thanks, Colin. That's all from us. Back to the sports desk.
Thanks, Bowden. Now we want to cover a group of very important people in our Lincoln Athletic program that many athletes see daily.
And that's our talented athletic training staff. When they are not busy helping athletes with constant injuries, ice, and taping, you can always find them on the sidelines of games, ready to help.
Toby Forsythe introduced us to the people who keep our athletes in the game.
Every athlete's journey is different, with ups and downs, highs and lows, but arguably one of the biggest lows are injuries. Here at GLHS, our athletes are given multiple trainers to ensure they stay healthy and avoid injuries. But sometimes injuries happen unexpectedly, and it's these trainers' jobs to ensure these athletes get back to the sport they love. But sometimes injuries aren't just physical.
Their mental health is affected. A lot of times is when they start to progress back, they get very nervous, not being confident with being able to run, cut, and when they're not in it, you see that they're a little distant sometimes. So that's why for athletic trainers, we try to have them do rehab with us and then still have them be around the team for practices, liftings. I'm always interacting with them. You just grow fond of them in a way where it's like they become family.
You know, it's like upsetting, but I feel like my teammates and my players and my coaches at Xavier have been checking in on me, and like I know I got bigger things coming, so I just gotta keep that in mind and keep pushing. I started rehab a couple weeks ago. I've been making good progress, so just taking it day by day. I had a lot of goals coming into my senior season, so it's upsetting that I didn't get to really try to obtain those. But I'm just learning what I can from the situation and trying to get ready for college any way I can and just cheering on my team.
While these players are injured, they form a bond with their trainer, a bond of friendship to see each other succeed. And these bonds can make a lasting impact on these athletes' life that will change them forever.
I had an athletic trainer in high school. I had 2 major injuries, one my sophomore year, or one my junior year, one my senior year. And my athletic trainer kind of helped me through the process of getting the help and care I needed. And my senior year was like the second football game. And so she helped me and got me back into the next game and helped me through the entire season. And so that kind of motivated me to give back the way she did in the best way possible.
While it's these athletes' goals to never get injured, sometimes they can learn something not only from themselves, but from these trainers. This is Toby Forsyth in the Zone.
Thanks, and great story, Toby. Finally, we want to take you outside of Lincoln Athletics and talk about March Madness.
Here is the Lincoln Sports Zone, Dylan Scott, alongside huge college basketball fan, Aiden Young.
We wanted to get Aiden's picks and predictions of the men's tournament.
Here's this week's edition of Outside the Zone.
March Madness tips off this week in the men's NCAA tournament, and millions of basketball fans are filling out their brackets this week. And today, I'm joined with our expert basketball analyst, Aiden Young. Aiden, we'll start in the West region, where Gonzaga, the overall #1 seed in the whole tournament. Who do you have?
I got the back-to-back #1 seed in 2 years, Gonzaga. Rarely do you have guys like Drew Timme and Chet Holmgren that can play, make Mark Few knows how to run offense down there. I got Gonzaga.
Now we'll head to the East region, where defending champ Baylor is the 1 seed.
Okay, frauds. Kentucky's out there. Easy bracket for them. They can beat Baylor any day. Wheeler and Washington are the best backcourt in basketball.
All right, so now we're flipping to the other side of the bracket. The South region, Arizona is 1 seed there. Who do you like?
Tennessee, they can switch 1 through 5. I don't know how they're on 3 lines. So many guys with high release points. Tennessee down there.
So finally to the Midwest, where the Kansas Jayhawks are the top seed. Who do you have coming out there?
Kansas has the easiest bracket available. I got Kansas. They only got to go through Iowa. They can beat Iowa.
So your Final Four is Gonzaga, Tennessee, Kentucky, and Kansas. Who do you have cutting down the nets?
Tennessee should be a 2 seed. Can switch 1 through 5. They can play any style you want. I got Tennessee.
Well, we'll see how your picks have pan out in the next couple weeks. That's it for this week's Outside Zone.
Thanks, Aiden. Well, Lincoln, it looks like we have covered all of the spring sports.
We want to thank you for watching this week's episode of the Lincoln Sports Zone. And as always,
go Lions!